Hey, hey, into the hay, my illustrious Passois snappers. Oh, yeah. Today is your slice of Yogatry. Let's talk about fire. I wrote you something. Fires on wire. Orange going higher. Fires don't tire. It's simple. Now let this sink in. Don't touch. Don't touch. They told me, stray away from burns. Too much rage. My brain doesn't fathom pain. Some passion has no patience. Submerged in flames, I urge you to refrain. What has happened to me? Now what has happened to me? Lost and effortless, the scorch is a rhetoric, restless, imperfect, and hesitant, against a titan, unhinged. Don't touch, just don't touch. Simply enlighten. Fire. Now it is your task to write something about fire, anything that comes with a flame, whether it is in your heart or a physical flame. It is your time. Send it on over to us and we'll share it with the world. All right, you guys, go right now.
I got a target on my body, somebody. Please protect me, got a target on my body, somebody. Please protect me, got a target on my body, somebody. Please protect me. The devil heard I got a message, so he's trying to disconnect me. The mayor said, do the right thing, Doc. So here I am trying to heal the hood. I brought some cameras and my consciousness, a strict challenge in politics.
Turn your mask facade into a front. The same con men that are your doctors, lawyers, and policemen.
This is why we call it confrontation.
The second time you brought burning crosses to my front yard. This is why we get so heated when you try us.
When you took me away from Africa and gave me the right to bear arms to protect myself from those who threaten my way of life, the motherland sent her condolences. I'm sorry this American Revolution is a few hundred years late. I'm coming for you. What do you call a man who picks up arms to protect his home from those who terrorize it? A thug or a soldier?
My babies will not be made into a eulogy. Instead, call these demons out by their names. They are your policemen.
First responders don't respond unless our bodies are unresponsive.
I will send you back to the hellhole from which you came.
Call it the backlash of brimstone, a hell on earth. You fear what will happen when we come together.
Like the heat from our voices, melting the smiles off of their faces. AK-47 against my frame.
Your bodies will frame our mugshots nicely.
We live in poverty, probably seen some things that could take you out of your normal state and turn you to a fiend.
But when the heat rises like yeast, you put more bullets in our bodies than you do bread and black businesses. Oh, hell no!
We want the brothers on the wall!
You come to our neighborhoods, we eat here, and we can't get any brothers on the wall!
The streets is the only place we feel free, but damn, we still ain't free. Look, the police don't know me, but they wanna take out my whole team. Then my niggas on the streets, they shooting too. No sunshine, it ain't bulletproof.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed point be thy name. We hold this gun to protect our sons, pull them back from whence they came.
Just make sure you bury them on the same land as you did Nat Turner.
Now, history repeats itself, and that's just how it goes. Same way that these cops always take my brother's souls. Same thing Darren Wilson did to Mike Brown. Yeah, we know. Trayvon Martin, Eric Garner, Amadou Diallo. While silly white kids argue over who doesn't see color, look around, Billy, man, they killing all my brothers. They justify our death saying that we kill each other. Sit around, enjoy your privilege while I console my mother. No playing, my life's no joke, and that's true. It's same rope they hung us on, we tie our shoes with. But not today, I pray no grave be paid, cause I came to bring the change. We ain't stupid. So when I pick up my gun to protect my son, don't look at me like I'm crazy, because I told you. I got a target on my body, somebody. Please protect me, got a target on my body, somebody. Please protect me, got a target on my body, somebody. Anybody? Please protect me.
When I was little and we had fire drills, they drilled us to save ourselves. If you hear that alarm, get out. I hear that alarm. Don't stop for belongings, lead your loved ones out, don't look back until you're out. I like to think toxic relationships are much the same. No, you don't have to be dating for this fire to start. After all, most flames are an uncontained accident. You didn't mean to leave the stove on, you just forgot it was something dangerous. They drilled us to save ourselves. If you hear that alarm, get out, don't doubt yourself, just leave. You don't know if the flames will get worse. You don't know if there will be an explosion, get out. But with relationships, sometimes you don't hear the alarm. Sometimes the flame can be mistaken for warmth, and you don't realize the smoke filling your lungs isn't a drug of love. You don't realize it's poisoning you, suffocating you. You just thought you couldn't catch your breath around them, and that's so addicting. They drilled us to save ourselves, but sometimes that alarm sounds like fireworks, and that fire feels like passion, and that smoke is like the next hit you've been waiting to inhale. It's so addicting. They drilled us to save ourselves, but that fire against my skin is the only thing that hurts worse than how you make me feel inside, and I have to decide if being burned alive is worth it, or if I should just do as I was taught and get out, because I hear that alarm, and I don't want to be stuck inside your burning house. When Eminem rapped about leaving out the window being called window pane, I don't think he understood the person jumping. Forget, stop, drop, and roll. I want to shatter your windows and jump from your ledge. The only good thing about you is that you make painful poetry, pour profusely painting pages poetically perfect. You volcanic person. Loving you was never about the eruptions. It wasn't about the fire or heat, it was about your dormancy. How long I could stand at your base and live in your calm. They drilled us to save ourselves. But a fire is the only time I have ever been taught self-preservation.
As some of the tallest trees in the world, redwoods can grow to over 350 feet above the earth. Yet on average, their roots only travel 10 feet into it. In isolation, it should be physically impossible for them to stand. However, these enormous trees do not grow in isolation. Their roots, each only a single inch thick, wraps around the roots of its neighbor a stubborn foundation of brown fingers clasped in an underground stand and grows. My family is a group of redwoods that sought God instead of ground. When my mother immigrated from Samoa to the United States, she had taught none of her children how to speak our native tongue. Now, 27 years later, I cannot feel the hands of the land I come from. How do you stand when your roots have been burned away? Today, I am a tree toppling over, a man cut off at the knees, stuck between a loved language lost in the sky, still out of reach. And that is the true legacy of World War II in the Pacific. An entire generation of Asian and Islander immigrants who learned their foreign accents and different skin could mean your family in internment camps. They learned their place in this society would only be bought with blood and uniform. They learned their citizenship papers would only be traded for their severed tongues. It is true that the branches of a tree may spread no wider than its roots, but when parent countries are just another word for poverty, when you are made to choose between putting your children in culture or clothing, which blood would you want? This is how redwoods fall. They forget the only way they are able to stand and defy common logic is how well they hold one another in Hawaii, this immigrant mecca, where so many of us learn to stand with a lost past. We have old weeping banyan trees who also come from across that sea. These banyans begin from single seeds that are blown into other canopies, and without pity or regard for past, they grow their own way to the ground. sprouting aerial roots that crawl to the earth and make a home wherever they find it. In Polynesia, we have always learned from the earth around us, and now I do not lament my lack of roots. Instead, I grow them myself, so every day I am just a windblown seed. I am foreign accents in different skin every day. I fall towards the earth and am reborn in dirt. I am blood in uniform and severed tongue. Every day, when I wake up, I look in the mirror and I make the decision that I am the blood I want. Every day, I look around, hold on tight to those I love, and I grow into an extended family tree.
I have discovered this pattern in my life recently, which is sort of bizarre. I've had a number of near misses of pretty substantial tragedies or disasters, and I consider myself very lucky and very blessed, but also it's created this bizarre reoccurrence where I have to learn how to heal from something I didn't actually witness. I arrive home from JFK in the rosy hours to find a brand new 5-in-1 egg slicer and dicer on my dining room table. This is how my father deals with grief. 3 days ago, I was in the Santa Cruz Redwoods, tracing a mountain road in the back of a pickup truck, watching clouds unravel into spider webs. 2 days from now, there will be forest fires so thick they will have to evacuate that part of Santa Cruz. The flames will paint the nightly news a different shade of orange, and when it happens, I will already be in New York City watching something else on TV. Commercials, probably, which is all that seems to play on hospital television sets, the beeping from nurses' stations mixing with sales jingles to create the theme song of the ailing. My grandmother's body is a sinking ship on white sheets. I hold her hand and try to remember open highway. It just goes to show in dry conditions such as these, it doesn't take much to start a fire. A CAL FIRE spokesman will tell CNN on Saturday. Fire officials have been working tirelessly, but controlling something this big is impossible. My mother will point at the celluloid flames, remind me how close I was, how lucky I am, how narrowly I missed this disaster. My father will point out a commercial for the Brown and Crisp, repeat line by line how it bakes, broils, steam fries, and barbecues. He will write down the phone number so we can remember to order it later. 3 days ago, I was barefoot, balancing on train tracks, the full moon, an unexpected visitor, the clean air as crisp and sharp as these city lungs could stand. 2 days from now, I will find my father making egg salad in the kitchen. Exhausted after another all-night shift at the hospital, I will ask him if he needs help and understand when he says no. I will leave him to slice and dice the things he can. My grandmother holds my hands and strokes my knuckles like they are a wild animal she is trying to tame. She tells me I am gorgeous, watches a commercial, forgets my name, tells me I am gorgeous again. My father watches from the bedside table, his mother and daughter strung together by tightrope hands, fingers that look like his own, and somewhere in California, a place I once stood is burning. Thank you.